Happy birthday! Unless it's not your birthday, in which case, happy day, regular thing. Does anybody else remember that time that Frosty the Snowman was voiced by the same voice actor who does Patrick from SpongeBob in that one Frosty the Snowman cartoon? Is that only me? Anyways, salutations guys, welcome to day 15 of our Scrap to Happiness project. This one isn't going to be as long as the other ones. I have quite a bit to do. My hair is still, like look at this. I look weird and gross and all that kind of stuff. That's not the point. What my point is that today I'd like to talk to you guys about just being yourself. And I think that's something that I should have talked about a long time ago, but I never really got around to doing it. So, yourself and being you, and how to deal with that. So, I get the feeling a lot of people are hit with the advice that they should be themselves, but what does that exactly mean for a lot of people? Like, you can't be anybody else. If you're an actor, you can pretend to be someone else, and sometimes they do become so ingrained in their role that they have to go to therapy afterwards. That's a thing. But you can't exactly be anyone else. So I don't think that the advice about being yourself, I don't think that's really proper. What I like to get to is that I want people to be okay with themselves. I guess this is more of a tangent of being honest with yourself, but being okay with yourself is cool too. Everybody has flaws out there. Everybody. I'm flawed. Your neighbors are flawed. Some guy in a spacesuit up in space in a space station in space. I like saying space. Sorry. He probably, or she, has flaws too. And you know what? We all gotta deal with it. So you just have to learn to be okay with yourself. And that's pretty much it, I guess. But how does one person exactly learn to be okay with themselves? That's a tough question. The answer that I like to do is that whenever I've done something that I don't find okay, or I'm surprised that I even did it in the first place, I have a list in my room where I write down everything where I've done something that I'm not okay with, or something that I'd like to change about myself. And these are important things to look out for. Again, if you can't recognize that there is a problem or an issue or just something that you think you could do better upon, you're not ever going to change it, and it's not going to get better. But I've also learned to be okay with my flaws. I understand that I do some things that are flawed, and I know that they're not the best that I can do. But it's made better by the fact that I'm going to change them one day, and that they will be better one day. It's not that I encourage you to do bad things just to correct them. That's silly. What I would like for you guys to do is to realize that your flaws are a part of you, and that everything out there has a flaw. That's what makes us and things things. So you can't be too upset if you think that you have, you can't be too upset that you think you have too big of feet, or that your nose is too large, or that you're not good in a certain subject area, or, you just can't manage to reach a certain point that somebody else can in a game, or in a sport, or something like that. We all have our own individual challenges and flaws, and it's okay to have those. You have to be yourself. And you can change yourself, and that's good. So don't be afraid. So I would suppose don't be afraid to be yourself, but don't be afraid to make mistakes so that you can make yourself better. I made a few mistakes. In fact, rather recently I lost a good friend of mine. We've never met in person, but we'd always had a good time hanging out online. The phone. And we're back, sorry about that. I had recently lost a friend of mine because I had made a few mistakes, and I have a few flaws. We'd never met in person, but they were still fun to hang around online. And part of it was that, we had both made mistakes on our ends. And we both admitted that, but part of it was that I wasn't accepting that I was doing some pretty silly things. It's hard to see past yourself sometimes, so I wrote down quite a few things on my list of things I'd like to change about myself, because I don't think they should get in the way of friendship, and it's unfortunate that they did for me this time, and maybe one day in the recent future we can become friends again. I don't know if that'll happen for me, but you have to be okay with who you are. You have to be okay to make mistakes. You can't just be yourself, I suppose. You have to be willing to improve yourself. And even if it's only a small improvement every day, that's slowly improving every day. And there's not much more that life can ask of you than that. So, thank you all for watching. If you are interested in chatting, add me up on Steam. Please check out the Space Barbers group. I'm going to try and set up for another event for next week. Unfortunately, I will be very busy with work stuff again next week, so I'll do my best to try and find some time. I can't guarantee it, but I will do my best to try and find time. So, thank you all for watching. This has been Cosmic Afro, and I will see you guys next time. Hey!